for those of you listening on the pod.
Welcome into hour 2. Let's get into it, boys. I want to put this tweet up on the screen first because I ran some numbers earlier. Now, listen, don't take this the wrong way. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that Brenton Cox Jr. is better than Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby, or TJ Watt. But I just want to put things into perspective here a little bit, all right? Brenton Cox Jr. finished 23rd in the NFL, 23rd, with a 13.7% quarterback pressure rate. That's amongst defensive linemen, okay? Adding 4 sacks and 9 run stops. Guys, he only played 156 snaps. So I ran down the percentages here. Quarterback pressure percentage, he finished 23rd at 13.7%. Okay, he led the Packers in quarterback pressure percentage. Max Crosby, 12.3%. TJ Watt, 9.3%. So Brenton Cox Jr., granted, 156 total snaps on defense. That includes run defense and pass defense, right? Pass rushes. He finished with a higher quarterback pressure percentage than both Max Crosby and TJ Watt. Sack rate. People, I don't care about pressure. You got to finish. You got to get the sack.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Sack rate, 4%. Trey Hendrickson also had a 4% sack rate. A lot more snaps, don't get me wrong. Max Crosby, 1.7%. TJ Watt, 2%. I pause for dramatic effect.
Absolutely.
I mean, and again, as he gets more snaps, those numbers, naturally are going to go down, right? If he'd had a bunch more snaps, it's hard to kind of keep that rate. Who's to say it wouldn't go up? But history says his numbers would go down, percentage would go down, sack rate would go down. Let's go to run stop rate. This was his knock, guys. This was the negative aspect of his game last year or the year before last, 2023, is he'd run himself out of the run fits. He wouldn't be gap sound. He'd be too aggressive, focused on the pass. Jeff Hafley steps in. Everybody's pressure percentage numbers go down. All of a sudden, the run defense gets better. And you look up and Brenton Cox Jr. ends with a run stop rate of 15%. I repeat, run stop rate 15%. Trey Hendrickson, 14%. Max Crosby, 14%. So again, only 156 snaps, but he was better than Max Crosby and TJ Watt at quarterback pressure percentage. He was better than Max Crosby and TJ Watt at sack percentage. He tied Trey Hendrickson. And run stop rate, he was better than Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby. I didn't have time to run TJ Watts. So just wanted to point that out. It doesn't say that he's a better player than those guys. It doesn't. But what it does say is get this guy some more snaps and let's find out if he's as good as those guys. So I want to get your all's thoughts on that before we get into Chalk Talk here. We'll show you what he did.
I'm glad you're not cherry picking stats, Clay. Just to make your point. And that's what you got to bring the receipts right there, and you see it. You ask Max Crosby to do all this stuff. He's out there for 98% of the snaps, and you see what happens when you get him worn down. You get a fresh human meat missile out there, and I think that you kind of see the difference. Obviously, we had the new coach. We'll see where everybody gets to this year, but I love that we stopped the run because we heard about that forever, and kind of keep everything in front of you. Let's make them make a mistake. We get the turnovers. You'll eventually get the pressure, and you saw what happened at the end of the year when the defense was top 10. So it all ended up working out, even though we didn't have that immediate satisfaction that most are out there kind of looking for.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim. What's your take, bub?
I think looking at this, I know why Goody moved on from TJ Slayton. We could have paid TJ and kept him around. You start to see this, you start to see the future of what it's going to look like in the trenches. And I'm ready for Brenton Cox Jr. to go off this year. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, and some people see Carl Brooks as an edge defender because he played edge at Bowling Green, I believe, yep, and it was kind of free. But look at this screen grab right here. Brenton Cox Jr. playing a wide 9, or you could call it a 7 tech if you want. Look who's in the 1 tech, Carl Brooks.
94.
So they actually had him on passing situations playing nose, right? And then, of course, wide in the 3 tech that we talked about in this specific play here. So anyway, we'll drop that down now and go ahead and get into Chalk Talk. Guys, as always, full disclaimer here, the stream may go down, okay? It may the AI may detect a copyright. If it does, the stream will go down. It'll come back up. However, if you want to prevent that from happening, you can just join us on X or Rumble at Packers_access, or go over to Rumble, Packer Fan Total Access. However, I feel comfortable saying it's going to stay up the entire show. But if it does go down, no, we will edit this out as well and put it up in a separate video so y'all can watch it later. Y'all ready to get into it, boys?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
So here we are. This is the particular set here, like we talked about. They're playing kind of to me, I would call it an underlook. You're on the boundary. You're shaded toward the boundary side underneath the tight end, in my opinion, as opposed to over. But nonetheless, don't really matter in this situation. You've got our boy Brenton Cox Jr. on the left here, lining up 3-point stance. That's a 7-tech, right? Why is it a 7-tech? 0, 2, 4, 6. He is on the outside shoulder of the 6. That makes it a 7-tech. All right, let's watch our boy go to work here. We'll show his sacks first. Caleb running a naked boot. It's like taking Mountain Dew from a baby. Bang. Well, listen, Brenton Cox Jr. didn't do anything special there, right? He just took what they gave him. But he was not biting on that play fake, was he, boys?
No point. I got enough guys over there to worry about it. Let's just get after him. When you get that opportunity on a naked boot, man, poor Caleb didn't sell it. You got to take advantage of that.
It's true. There's a lot of things he doesn't do well, man. I'm telling you.
You can sell the hell out of a McFlurry, though, with extra Oreo.
That's so true, Tim.
Hit him with it, Tim. I know you did. So there's one of the first sacks we're going to show here. All right, again, naked boot, and he just cleans it up. And again, last year he may have bit on the play fake, right, and got completely washed out of the play. Like you said, Emilio, he knew I got the hat count, right? We're good over there. Let me protect against the boot. So, all right, up next. We got him again. This time it looks like he's in a wide 9-tech. Now they're going – this is against Miami. This is on Thanksgiving night. So you can see they got a little wing look here with the running back. Let's see if they use any kind of motion. They did, of course. They cheated out the Y. So what you've got here is –
Wasn't that wide set that Saleh used to run or whatever where we had nobody over 3 through 3 and you had everybody 5 and over?
Absolutely. So you got double wide 9, and then you got a 4-tech, and then you've got what I would consider – I'd call it a 3. Or I'm sorry, a 4-eye.
4-eye.
So you got a straight 4, a 4-eye, and a double 9 is what you got here, right? So let's roll the tape here. This one though, a little dip and rip. I mean, boys, that's a hell of a pass rush right there. Again, off the line, punch, dip, rip. He didn't even really rip, and that protected.
I think that was a pull.
Yeah, a little pull down.
Get off of me, my man.
Yep. And again, you notice how he didn't rip his arm up, right? I was looking for the rip, but he didn't actually rip. As long as you don't pull that arm up and they hold you, they can get called for holding. If you rip up, they're allowed to hold.
Right. Like look at Devontae White on the inside with the spin, and he's trying to rip in, and the dude's just kind of hooking him with his left.
Yeah. Exam, when you hook that arm up, they're free game to grab it.
Yep.
So that's a rule that changed here a little while back. But again, man, the thing that sticks out to you here, man, good off the line. Like you said, good eye there, Emilio, grabbing a little punch and pull. But look at the offensive lineman, man. Somebody screenshot it. Tag me on Twitter. That right there is what you're looking for. That's embarrassing.
Dude, and it didn't even look like, when you go back, it didn't even look like the O-lineman was that far over his skis or anything like that. Like, he had a decent base, but that's what happens when you can spread it out, go four out into the, into your wide 9s. You get one-on-one matchups on the outside. You force that center to make a decision. Everybody's one-on-one. Just beat your man. This is where, where people are complaining that we're not getting enough pass rush. Straight up 4-man rush. That's all we need. This is what our defense needs to be.
Yeah. Now watch Kenny this time, Tim. We talked about it all year long, right? Why didn't Kenny have any sacks? He is not rushing the quarterback, boys. Look at him. That's a touch spy. He is making sure Tua can't scramble. And look at the end there. Imagine that Brenton Cox Jr. doesn't hit home. Look who's making the tackle here.
Okay.
Kenny. That's what we need about touch spy.
That was my point. Is like, I don't think any of us would argue with the fact that Tua is probably top 10 for mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. This is a guy that can wiggle out of there. And clearly, looking at this tape right here, we took that away from him.
Yep, definitely. And again, Wyatt, man, little spin move. Almost got a hand on him. You seen him swatting at the ball.
It almost looked like he kind of let the defensive right side or whatever go off. Like, let's have Devontae and Brenton Cox go off. Let's have Kenny and LVN kind of occupy your guy. I just love it, man.
Yeah. So again, I'm glad we hit this. And I didn't notice the touch spy until we broke it down here. But that's what we're talking about with Kenny. When you hear me say touch spy, that's what we're talking about. He's not pinning his ears back and rushing upfield. Eyes on the quarterback. Occupy a double team. Eyes on the quarterback. Make sure you take the scramble, the rush lane away.
And just at LVN real fast, imagine he can just set up that fake power bowl. Man, he had the tackle just waiting to catch him. You give him a little fake step in there, dip underneath, or slip around. I think his pass rush game this year is going to be a lot different.
You know what sticks out to me there too, Emilio, is it feels like LVN is kind of playing outside leverage there a little bit. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's where I was like, I think they wanted Brenton Cox and Devontae Wyatt to actually rush. We'll have Kenny and LVN kind of hold them to the side. Tua is a lefty quarterback, so the two guys that are on spy are on the front side of Tua. You got the two guys going off on his his blind side.
Yeah, and with LVN, it's just compress the pocket. Don't give up the edge in case he scrambles left. Kenny, you cover the scramble right. Brenton, you go after the quarterback. Devontae, you work inside as well. So you're trying to trap them into scrambling right into another defender. Is essentially what you're doing. So, all right, up next, I think we got another sack coming up here too, boys. Yep. All right, so here we are in a wide 9. Look at this. And I want to say this about Brenton Cox Jr., guys. He came in, he was kind of a hybrid backer. He could play stack backer. And we, from day one, Matt LaFleur seen him as a pass rusher. And I say Matt LaFleur specifically because we've gone through multiple defensive coordinators now, right? Or at least a couple. So to me, it looks like he's thickened up a little bit, right? I think he's put on a little bit of weight and he's playing that traditional defensive end spot. Exactly, Coach. These wide 9s and these 7s. So here's that look again, Emilio. You see it? 4-eye.
The wide side. We talked about that at the beginning of the year last year was, what are we going to kind of see? We saw that with the Jets a lot. Maybe he was able to bring that over, but that double wide look puts the center in a bind.
Yeah. So you got a 9, a 4-eye, a 4-tech, and then another 9, right? And it's obviously a passing situation. You're not going to show that if there's a chance of them running the football. So, again, these people that claim that we had no pass rush, well, our pass rush was bad on early downs because you're protecting against the run. You get into a situation like this, widen that thing out, and go after the quarterback. Let's watch him do it here. So, again, watch him over there from the defensive perspective, wide 9 right, just a straight bull right into the quarterback. So you're seeing power now. We've seen the punch pull, right? The punch and pull earlier. Now you're just seeing a straight bull rush. Watch the feet of the tackle, guys. I mean, he just gets dog walked. That's a straight bull rush. Right into the QB. Finish strong, too. Put him right on his hip. What do you think about it, Emilio?
I love it. We kind of saw that with LVN on the last one. Bull rush, compress the pocket. But while you're at it, man, if the quarterback's right there, just make it happen. That tackle had no chance. I mean, because that tackle, compared to LVN, when you were looking at that last one, that tackle was ready to catch LVN. This tackle was kind of still staggering his feet. Wasn't sure if he's going to catch a spin or if he was going to catch a dip underneath or something like that. You catch him off guard, hit him in the mouth. You get him off centered. What I was trying to see is who's there on the right there. Is that Kingsley on the other side?
That's JJ. I was getting ready to say something. Have you noticed that every one of these sacks were shown from Brenton Cox Jr.? Gary's not on the field.
Right.
So there's something about when they take Gary off for that rotation, it's like they never, I don't want to say never, but more times than not, they make sure at least one, either Brenton Cox Jr. or Gary's on the field at all times.
Because maybe you have an explosive pass rusher, and maybe you have more of a power or more of a confined pass rusher, and you look at those and say, hey, JJ and LVN are confined or powers. You need an explosive on either side, when you're out there, and that's why we're looking at Rashawn's being at 50% play. You have to rotate them, but you always have to be able to have one or the other.
Yeah, and you'll notice in the middle there, that's what you call a torch or a TT stunt. Notice the tackles, stunt, right? Wyatt and Kenny.
Yep.
Doing a little stunt there. So, all right, good deal. Next play. I can't remember if we're getting – have we shown 4 sacks yet, or this is the last one right here? All right, so here's the final sack. Now we're getting – that ain't Gary. I was going to say we're getting Gary, but who's 53? Who am I thinking? Mosby. So this time you got Mosby and Brenton Cox Jr. on the field. So all 4 of Brenton Cox Jr.'s sacks, Gary was not on the field with him. That's just make a mental note, right? Mm-hmm. There might be a reason for that. Yeah. And, again, with this tech here, we're going to go wide 9.
It could be because we were boat racing the
Could be, Tim. You're right. Could have been kicking everybody's butt by this time. So you had a double wide. I'm going to call him a wide 9 here just for, I don't know, easy lingo. 2 tech with Kenny, again, playing the nose in the nickel 4-2-5, and then Wyatt back to the 4-eye here. So again, you got 9, 2, 4I, 9, probably closer to a 7, honestly, but there's no tight end there to gauge it. Let's watch our boy Brenton Cox Jr. See him smack the hands, dip underneath. Good job, help him finish. And who was that in the middle? Was that Wyatt that got the initial pressure? Let me go back here. Yeah, another TT stunt. See it?
Yeah. He got the pressure being the washout man, too.
Right. He's supposed to sacrifice himself there with the double team, and he's the one who gets his hands on the quarterback.
Yeah, well, heck, I'm already here. Might as well do something.
Yeah. Yeah, Wyatt's
might as well blow up the middle of that line.
Seriously.
Right, Tim. I'll tell you, Wyatt is I think Wyatt's going to blow up this year.
And the other thing I love is all of his sacks have come on 4 down rushers, 4 D line, 4 D linemen are rushing. There was no sim or faux pressure or anything like that. Let's just go to work, beat the man in front of you.
Yeah. So again, there you go. Another 4-man rush, and I know there's some people that still have convinced themselves that we had to manufacture a pass rush by blitzing, and it's simply not true. We actually blitzed. I don't want to say we were the bottom 3 of the league in blitz rate. So, and a blitz is when you bring more than 4 rushers.
And look at that rush compared to the rest of them. I mean,
right.
All 4 of those guys are trying to go. There's nobody worried about. There's nobody worrying about catching a spy. There's nobody worrying about. And you're not really worried about your rush lanes either. Just kind of stay outside if you're outside, kind of stay inside if you're inside.
Yep, definitely. All right, so there's his 4 sacks. Let's get in some run stops here because this is what I was most excited about. Again, we knew he could rush the passer, 2 years ago. It's just he kept running himself out of run plays. Let's watch him on these run plays here, okay? So now we got him in a wide 9. Look who's inside right here, boys. Look at LVN, Tim. You see it? I say inside. He's playing a 5 tech. He's playing a 5 tech, but to me, that's closer to playing D tackle than this is, right? Because this over here is a 4I. So right here you got
Wilson up. Okay.
Yeah, you got basically a 3-man front. This is that jam front. So you got TJ Slayton playing the nose in the jam. I'm not sure who this is over here playing the 4I, and then you got LVN at the 5 tech, right? And
then you got Eric Wilson walked up in kind of a wide 9, but he's also got the wide receiver and a tight end in between them.
Yep. So what you're playing here, you're playing a 4-3 over essentially. And what I mean by that is the 1 tech is on the strong side of the formation. It's the strong side because here's your tight end. So you're strong, right? So the 1 tech's on the strong side and your other D tackle, if you will. And I know this is the D tackle on the roster, but the way it's shaded over and bringing Eric Wilson on the front there, you're showing a 5-man front. That's a jam essentially. A jam, well, I take that back. Jams typically cover both guards. They're not covering the guards, but it is a 5-man front, kind of an odd front, if you will. Let's watch Brenton Cox Jr. here, though. It's going to be a running play, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Dude.
Never had a chance. Now, I want to say this. This is another thing about Caleb Williams. You as the quarterback have got to know right here. You don't have the hat count. You don't. You set the protection wrong. Whoever set that protection or the run blocking scheme completely screwed up. Right. And what I mean by that is he's not accounted for. Brenton Cox Jr. is not accounted for. So when you go, this guy is bleeding outside of Brenton Cox Jr., right? These guys are doubling down on this block. This is just a free runner inside with Brenton Cox Jr. So you take what they give you, but that's on Caleb. Like you got to be able to set that. Now look at the guard coming over. He can't get to his spot. That's doomed. And again, Brenton Cox, quick off the rush or quick off the line, dips underneath the pulling guard, make the tackle.
Right, because looking at it, your Madden cam behind it, you have your right guard and your tight end on the right side pulling across the face, and it's not a read option to Brenton Cox's side, right? Caleb's turning his back. Actually, it's more or less a counter, and you have 2 dudes getting across there. You have no space for it. You already have your numbers are messed up because of the alignment of the over. You already have that D end over your tackle, so you lose that hat count. And then the way Brenton Cox was able to stay skinny alongside that guard, you see how he pinched, stayed right behind the hip of the tackle, just took 1 step up in front of the guard, 1 step up in front of the tight end, and boom, there's the bag.
Yeah, love that play, Tim. You see the burst off the line, don't you, from Brenton Cox here, man?
I was just going to say he's so quick off the snap. The fact that they didn't account for him in the hat count is one thing, but the fact that he's so quick off the ball is everything.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the case here, Tim. They're expecting 79 to hit his spot, but he's so quick off the line, he just kind of beats it, You're right, though, Amelia. I think that's a counter run. For
exactly.
And that's, dude, and that's the toughest. As a DN, that's the last thing you want to see. Somebody 320 coming at you with his head down, right, ready to just crack a skull. Because I remember playing DN. Those were the worst. You got to set your edge. He said, "Screw it, I'm not even setting the edge. I'm just going to go upfield and make the play."
Yeah, good finish there though. Good finish with the tackle.
Look at Caleb. Thank God it wasn't me this time.
All right, so here we are against Detroit. Let's see what kind of front we got. So tight end. So this is a strong right. On the screen, it's showing left from the defense perspective, but from the offense, you'd say strong right. They're playing under it. Notice the one tech, right, is on the strong side of the formation. The three tech is on the weak side. You see what I'm saying? So you're playing under the tight end as opposed to over the strong side of the formation. But nonetheless, they've got Brenton Cox Jr. kind of heading this thing up right here, man. Watch him on this play. Looks like it's kind of, they got a couple guys pulling like a double pull play or a zone right look almost, right?
Jeez.
Look at Brenton Cox. Hold the point of attack, shed, make the tackle. You didn't see that 2 years ago with Brenton Cox Jr. Watch it again. Watch him stay, gap sound, shed, make the tackle.
Here's the guy.
Pretty cool. LVN backside pursuit too, man. Look at LVN on this play. Look at that burst. No cutback opportunity right there.
And it looked like a zone, but it also looked like they were trying to pull 3 dudes on that play.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It looks like a zone.
It looked like if you didn't have a man across from you, I need you to get right. You know what I mean? So, like, the dude that was head up on Slayton turned him. The dude that was head up on, Carl Brooks turned him. The other guys were like, all right, we need to get to the right of this formation ASAP because this is a toss play, so you need to get a couple guys out there.
Yeah, 39 Zane Anderson, right?
Sir,
look at Zane coming in off the backside too, man. Good hustle.
Yep.
Right there. So again, what you're seeing with Brenton Cox Jr. is he's playing more gap sound and he's finishing the tackle way better than he ever has while he's been in Green Bay.
He's getting blocked by a tight end though, Clayton.
Oh my God, dude. Seriously, those type of people that you're going to get me started again. Those type of people will watch that and go, I mean, he couldn't even shed the block of the They'll say that. They'll say that stuff. And I'm like,
how dare you?
Thanks, Greta. You don't even realize that he is walking down the line and holding that gap, holding that point of attack and waiting, just like a running back has to wait to hit the hole, wait and take your gap and make the tackle. This is the type of stuff we're talking about.
He gets engaged. His eyes are in the backfield. His eyes are in the backfield before the snap, and they never leave. Yeah. His helmet's just turned immediately. Like, okay, I'm just waiting for Gibbs to get over here.
Yep, that's it. I'm so glad you brought that up, though.
And is that Ragnow 77?
I don't know, Tim. Somebody fact check.
So 77 has to come get me.
Yep.
I mean, you see, like, not only does Brenton Cox get off the block, he gets off the block, and then he slips that pulling center right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right here, yep. Just patient enough, right?
Yep.
Because that center's not going to double him here. He's going, okay, he's got his guy. No, he didn't. Brenton was just wait, shed, make the tackle.
Boom. Love it.
All right. Now, here we go. Let's look at this set. So if this is a tight end, he's detached, right? But if we're going strong right look, you're playing under again and again. So you've got right here is your 1 tech, and you've got a 4 tech with a 9. So Brenton Cox Jr. is playing what I would refer to as a 7 tech. It's going to be another running play, obviously. Let's watch him here. See if the tight end goes at him. The tight end does try to seal. So let's watch. Look at his eyes already. See the stripe, Tim? Look at the helmet stripe. He is right here. He is focused right here. And I'm telling you, man, he did not do that 2 years ago.
Eyes on the prize, baby.
Look at him ride it all the way down, make the trip up tackle. He kind of slips. Not the prettiest tackle, but again, watch how he works down the line.
Right, because the tackle on Seattle
got
got
what I
around.
talk about refusing. Mm-hmm. He's refusing to be blocked, right?
That's it. I mean, that's all it is. Because he knows the ball's coming. His 80% of the time, ball's coming your way if the running back's opposite side of the quarterback from you in shotgun, right? So he knows he's got a good chance it's coming this way. The tackle does get outside of him. The guard gets outside of him. He gets off that tight end block, works all the way past the numbers, and makes a tackle outside the numbers.
Watch how he gets off the tight end block, too. Tight end, first of all, is holding. Watch him grab on the outside of the shoulder pads, right there. He's hugging him. Look at he just kind of punches him in the chest. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Watch it again. Watch him punch the tight end in the chest. It's very subtle, but look right here. Get off me, little boy. Bang. So yeah, he really did. He fought through a hold there as well. I'll show you right there. See, that's a hold, boys. You can't grab. I mean, when you get the number on the back of the jersey, and you're standing in front of them, that qualifies as a hold. Fights through the hold, makes a tackle. Am I the only one seeing this improved run defense from him though? Like it's a pretty big step forward, right?
Absolutely.
All right, next set.
Yep.
Here we go. Kobe Wooden looks like is going to be playing a 2-tech. Slayton, I believe it is playing.
Looks like Kenny.
It might be Kenny. Let's see. Let's roll it just a little bit. That's Kenny. I'm sorry. So here's one of the rare times Kenny actually played 3-tech, right? So they put Wooden in a 2-tech, Kenny in the 3. We're playing under again. You noticing that too? We're playing a lot of under on these run plays. And what I mean by under, guys, is your defensive line. Essentially, you're picking up the hat count on the weak side of the formation. See how you got 3 over there, right, and only 1 here. That's what we're talking about. So you're kind of leaving that big void on that side. So I mean, really, you're trusting Brenton Cox Jr. to cover a lot of ground in terms of the run defense here.
That is a lot of confidence in him.
Now you do got your boy Keyshawn, right, working up in the box a little bit too in the run fit. Look at this. They're pulling him again, right? Look at him already dipping. You see him dipping? He's getting skinny because he sees this big hog molly right here. Watch him dip, make the tackle. That's kind of dying slow right there. You know what I mean? Like that's going to hurt. You're sacrificing your body there to just get in there and grab that ankle.
And it's all on him.
I love how he gets chipped. He gets hit and chipped, and he still gets to the ball carrier. It's amazing.
Yep. All because of that burst off the line, Emilio, and then dipping underneath that block there, man. That's what
because he was all alone at that point. You had 2 doubles. You had a double on Wooden, you had a double on Kenny, and you had a pulling guard in your face. Now let me just slide under that man and make the tackle. I love that.
Absolutely. Great play there by Brenton Cox Jr. Look at our boy Isaiah McDuffie. No, that's our boy Edgerrin Cooper. What's the start, stop, shoot? Cooper's all over the tape. Look, watch Coop, 56. Start, stop, shoot. Bang. He's so violent when he gets to the ball, man. Love it. And again, you don't see Gary on the field on any of these snaps. Are y'all noticing this?
Right.
There's not been one snap where Rashawn Gary was on the field when Brenton Cox Jr. was. And again, it could have been mop-up time, but
no, I think that's key to take note of, that he didn't have Rashawn on with him for any of these plays. Obviously, I'm sure it happened a couple times, but none of the highlight plays he made that happen by himself. And that's good old Lucas Patrick right there, 62, man. That poor guy.
That's a blast from the past, right?
Putting a turnstile right there by Brenton Cox.
Yeah. CJ said big old 62 was thinking he was going to crush. Yeah, he thought so. I bet after the play, too, he's like, that's why I'm not in Green Bay any longer. Yeah. Low whip. Which, by the way, Tim, if you'll notice on the soundboard, I got you a uke sound drop tonight, man. Anytime we say something stupid, this is what I need you to hit, Tim. Hit it for him real quick if you can see.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
We'll get a score for sure. Love Euchre. All right, so there you go. That's Brenton Cox Jr. Chalk Talk, man. What do y'all think? What did we learn? Is it fool's gold, or do you think we might have something there in Brenton Cox Jr.? Because I'm looking at him like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I think we know what we got in Enigbare. I think Brenton Cox Jr. a little bit better than Enigbare. So for me, I would put that pass rush rotation, barring kicking any of these edge defenders inside, I would go number 1 edge defender, Rashawn Gary, number 2, Lucas Van Ness, number 3, Brenton Cox Jr., and then everyone else. Like, it's not even close after that. Now, if Brenton Cox Jr. has an awesome camp, I would be okay with him getting more reps than LVN. But I have a problem with Enigbare getting more reps than Brenton Cox Jr. Am I wrong there? How do y'all feel about that?
I think it's fair.
I was going to say, Tim, I think that's completely fair. Just because on top of that, you also don't have Preston in there anymore, too. So you do have to figure out some snaps here on the defensive side of the line that need to be filled. I think that it's completely fine. And then maybe in turn you get Brenton Cox out there with Rashawn Gary once in a while instead of just always with Mosby or whoever it is or JJ or whatever. And maybe you get a rotation in there with Barron Terrell. You never know. Colin Oliver might step in and play a couple reps outside. I do think that keeping that hockey line, I know we don't love it all the time. I think that at some point it's going to pay off. But when we're looking at it maybe at the end of the season or closing in on January and we're still maybe at 40, 50% for some guys, 30 for the others, but everybody's there, I'm not going to be mad at that.
Right. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, I think that's part of the reason why, we didn't pay TJ Slayton. We felt like we had depth on that line, and I think we're going to get to see it this year. And, it's telling. You look at a lot of those reps, and you're right, Rashawn's not on the field. And it just shows you the depth that I think we're building on this D line. And I think we're going to see it in 2025 for sure.
Yeah. H.E. Solder in the chat says what the tape shows is how much better the Packers were at rallying to the ball. Could not agree more, Solder. You could definitely tell they put an emphasis on that. And you couple that with some of the plays you remember seeing throughout the year too, like Evan Williams arriving at the confrontation at the second level and just punching the ball out. Like that's the stuff you did not see under Joe Barry. You could tell they put an emphasis on taking the ball. As Matt LaFleur always says, you win the ball, you win the game, right?
Yep.
The way it works. CJN says, I'm thinking our defense can do something special this year. And CJ, you know how I've been very vocal. Like I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm because what they did last year was great. And I kind of expect them to take a little step back, not a huge step back. But if they take a step forward, it will be something special because like you're saying, if you're saying they're going to be special this year, you're saying that run defense is going to be solidified as a top 3 run defense. And you're going to see the pass defense go from about the 7 to 8 mark up to the top 5. Was you're getting in championship defense territory, what you're getting into. That's exciting. So hope you're right there, CJ, and I'm wrong, man.
Yep.
And I'm just basing my opinion off of what I've seen in the NFL, so far. Like you get a first-year coordinator that does well, seems like the next year they kind of, all right, the league catches on a little bit. And if it's a great coordinator, they're going to adjust quick, sooner rather than later and get it back on track. But Holmes MD1 says Brenton is good. LVN should go inside before any other edge. My top choice for going inside, if it's just strictly who would be the better inside pass rusher and even run stuffer, it would be Rashawn Gary. But to me, Gary's too valuable outside. You know what I mean, Tim? Like, I really do feel like you want to make sure Gary stays on the outside. And I agree with what Holmes is saying. If you have to choose between Brenton Cox Jr., LVN, Rashawn Gary, all those guys, who would you kick inside? I think it's LVN.
LVN. I would agree. I think Rashawn's too important on that edge.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd also love to see a little bit more of that jam, right, Clay? You get LVN kind of inside there, and you still have him on the line, but you maybe walk up your backer of choice at this point. I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah,
and you were talking about not signing TJ Slayton, Tim. I love what Gregory says. Appreciate you swinging through, Greg. He says, camp watch. Yep. Nazir Stackhouse, right? And Warren Brinson, too. Warren Brinson was –
not Stackhouse, baby.
Yeah, it's obvious that Goody had a higher draft grade on Warren Brinson than Nazir Stackhouse. But that's not to say Stackhouse won't be a dog. I mean, that would be – if you hit on one of those two, just one of them, oh, yeah, you're in good shape. You're in good shape on the defensive line, for sure.
Might be the best UDFA signing, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Could be.
Tim's going to be busy at camp, that's for sure. So
Ron Sample says NASCAR. Get those NASCAR packages out of it. We seen it on the
NASCAR. NASCAR.
I love it.
We're going to call it the NASCAR package.
make the T-shirt. Put it
on the ticker right next to the tequila bottle.
Put it in the merch.
Man, his money.
All right, let's see here. Craig in the chat says Gary and LVN inside, Cox and who on the outside? Man, if you were to put Gary and LVN on the inside, you're not going to like this. Give me Devontae Wyatt on the outside. I think I want Devontae Wyatt on the field, man. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's very underrated as pass rusher. I believe that. When they were talking about his what was it? Pass rush win rate was in the 90 percentile was what some people had it at. Pretty impressive. Maybe we need to do one last chalk talk on Devontae Wyatt because we did it so long ago. We might want to kind of refresh our minds of, hey, here's exactly how he played last year. What do y'all think about that? If you were to put Gary and LVN on the inside on pass rush downs, who would be opposite of Brenton Cox Jr. there, Emilio, on the outside? Who would you pick?
Yeah, I think it probably have to be It'd either have to be Wyatt or I'd honestly be. I'd want to give Barron Sorrell a shot out there too. I mean, if it's not Wyatt, if we're going to go somebody new, I'd be fine with something like that. Because you don't want to go super light. I'd love to see Colin Oliver out there, but if you're going to go NASCAR, it's probably third and 12. But I would like a little bit of size out there. I wouldn't mind Barron Sorrell out there.
It's funny because Tim, I already forgot about Sorrell. And we were talking about him a couple episodes ago, how excited we were, right?
This is what I talk about with the depth, right? It's like sneaky deep on this line, and I'm with you, Emilio. I'm with it, man. I'd love to see him out there. I mean, Colin Oliver, maybe passing situation, something like that. Put him out there on the edge, but I don't know, man. I like Barron Sorrell, man. I can't wait for camp. I want to see how he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because I think he'll have a little bit more weight. I think I have just a little bit more confidence in that. Not that I don't have confidence in Oliver. I just want to see him do it a little bit before I go ahead and say, all right, yeah, I'll throw him out there in the NASCAR package. If he's going to be standing up, maybe if we're rotating, everyone's standing up, one dude down, all right, we could do something like that. But, if you're one-on-one with the edge, I just want to see what you can do. We've seen that. We just watched Brenton Cox was able to do that against, NFL tackles. So I just need to see it from Oliver. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. All right. That's it. Brenton Cox Jr. Chalk Talk. Got a little bit of defensive talk in there on the backside. We covered some Jordan Love insight, some of the key statistics. I think we're kind of got me feeling a lot better about going into camp as we're 2 days away, gang. 2 days away. We got Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Sean Clifford, Taylor Elgersman. They'll be in-house. All the rookies will be back in-house, so we'll get to see some tape of them in there, running around in shorts and a helmet, getting their equipment ready. I don't know how you guys feel, man, but I just love this time of year. I mean, it's like, summer's going to be winding down soon. It's still pool days. Don't get me wrong. I was out there like a beach well today out there at the pool, but it's right around the corner. SEC media days just wrapped up. I'm sure Big Ten media days are, have either come and gone. And all right, everybody in college football going to take a week or two off, and then they're into fall camp. We're going to have preseason football here real soon. Let me look at this real quick before we wrap up. It makes me feel so good seeing it. I mean, look at this right here, guys. What is today? July 16th, right? So the first open practice to the public, right? 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday the 23rd. I believe that's open, right, Tim? Open to pub? I think that's what the yellow marks are here. So 10:30 a.m. Central Time, Lambeau time, God's time on the 23rd. Camp opens up. And then, of course, you're going to have 3 open practices, right? Actually, 3 open practices that first week. Then the next week, 4 open practices. Boys, we're in the family night. And then 1 week after that, our first preseason game, man. It's going to be awesome, man. CJN in the chat, what did he just say about that?
Oh, sorry. He said, great show as always, guys. Let's get those 12,000 subbed already. Appreciate that.
Yes. As we pointed out last couple of shows, man, the views are, we're killing it, guys. You guys are doing a great job hitting like, sub, all that stuff. If you haven't, just go ahead and hit that for us. I hate to ask, but it truly does help the channel more than you know. We've got 12,000 on average, 12,000 returning viewers to the channel, but we've only got 4,700 subs. So we'd love to get the 5K, man. That'd be cool if we could get the 5K in a blink. And you're probably thinking, it don't matter if I do. I'm telling you, it helps, man. It helps. Just take a quick second, hit that sub. And other ways to support the show. If you want to become a member of our Patreon community, really love how things are going over there and how we're growing. Patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access, or scan the QR code in the upper right. If you don't have Patreon, you're not familiar, just want to join here on YouTube, hit that join tab at the bottom. And what that'll do is get you entered into the giveaways we're going to be doing here. Is we're going to be giving away an autographed Kingsley Enagbare rookie card this Saturday on the show. Okay, so anybody who's a member on YouTube, member of the PTA posse there, you get custom emojis there as well. Really cool. And then also, or you're a member of the Patreon group, at least $3 tier there, everybody's name's going to go on the wheel, and we'll give that away. We'll give away an autographed Kingsley Enagbare card. And also, we're going to be giving away an autographed Amon Green jersey, autographed from pristineauctions.com. That'll be going out on family night. Kind of kick off the year, an autographed Amon Green jersey. So, again, all you got to do is be a member on YouTube, or a member of our Patreon group, the $3 tier, and that'll enter you into that giveaway as well. So anything else, boys? We good?
I think we're good. CJN said, I can't believe I'm going to my 3rd season with this show. Appreciate you being here, CJN. And like Clay was saying, with those 12,000, man, it'd be easier to track us back down if you just hit sub and be on your way. let's get it to what, 5K by family night? Gives us 2.5 weeks. And
That'd be awesome. Yeah. And again, I want to say this. Yeah, I want to say this about the subs. Like, I understand when people don't sub. There's nothing more frustrating to me as a YouTube consumer. I'll see something, a video, a channel. I'm like, man, that was awesome. And my idiotic self will close out the app and then go back in. I'm like, what was the name of it? I couldn't even just go ahead and hit sub. Hit it now. Because if you're like me, man, you'll lose it quick. So anyway, there it is. We're out. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for PTA Live. We'll come up with a couple more good topics. If I can get time, maybe I'll try to throw us another Devontae Wyatt clip together. We'll go back through and watch that tape again. That would be a fun one. So,
nice.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button on the way out. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pat, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.